Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. On Tuesday, Bachelor Nation fans were left floored when Jenn Tran was savagely dumped by Bachelorette winner Devin Strader ahead of the finale. During the emotional After the Final Rose special, fans watched Jenn in tears as she confronted Devin for the first time since he ghosted her before calling off their engagement. Although the Bachelorette revealed that he denied ever being in love with her, viewers watched the triggering proposal, along with the leading lady as she wept over what almost was. With Devin earning the label of biggest villain in Bachelor Nation history following the heartless breakup, former suitors are stepping up to show their support for Jenn. Diogo Jota, funeral, Liverpool and international players arrive. Now after third-place suitor Jonathon has shared his support for Jenn, fans are urging the two get back together. Jonathon took to Instagram to show additional support for Jenn after he showed up for her in the live audience as the heartbreaking finale played out. He shared a heartfelt carousel, including photos of the pair from their time together, including behind-the-scenes flicks. He kicked off the long caption in stating, "I am so incredibly honored to have been a part of Jenn's journey. She has been an inspiration to women everywhere, and I'm so proud of the way she carried herself throughout this process. You agree you are 18 or over. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our knowledge of you. Unsubscribe at any time. More info." Exciting fans, he wrote, "I know we talked about it a little bit already, but I'm stoked to have you here in LA. For a little, I know we'll have some time to make some really awesome memories." She just put her heart on the line for all of you to see and absolutely killed it. "I am so sorry that someone had the opportunity to take even a little of the positivity of this experience away from you. You deserve the world, Jennifer Tran." Fans stormed the comments to beg for the couple to enter a redemption era. One wrote, "I need you both back together. I'm not even kidding." "You're both in LA and both single? I mean, another hinted. A third fan commented, "You were my pick for her all along."
Reunion no one saw coming. The lights on the After the Final Rose stage were as harsh as ever, casting a cool glow over the set where tears had been shed, confessions made, and hearts broken. Jenn Tran stood backstage, her pulse drumming a familiar rhythm of nerves and defiance. This time, she wasn't the Bachelorette, not anymore. This time, she was just Jenn again. The Jenn who had loved, lost, and then tried to bury every memory of Jonathon under rehearsed smiles and tabloid distractions. What she hadn't expected was him to be here. Jonathon Reyes, the runner-up, the fan favorite, the one she didn't pick in the finale, had accepted the invitation to appear tonight. She hadn't seen him in nearly 6 months, and now she was about to share a stage with him. Jenn adjusted her mic and gave one last look to her reflection in the monitor. Her eyes sparkled, not from the makeup, but from something else, a storm that hadn't passed. The stage manager gave the nod. It was time. He walked in with a smile. Jonathon entered to thunderous applause. Dressed in a crisp gray suit and with his signature crooked grin, he looked every bit the man America had fallen for. The crowd cheered louder when he waved and nodded toward Jenn. She felt a knot in her throat. "I see we have a full house tonight," he joked, sitting down across from her and Jesse Palmer, who could barely hide the smirk on his face. He knows, Jenn thought. They all do. "Jonathon," Jesse began, "you were heartbroken when Jenn didn't choose you. We saw it. America felt it. And yet, here you are. Why did you decide to come tonight?" Jonathon looked over at Jenn, then at the crowd. "Because I still care about her, and I think some things were left unsaid." There was a hush in the audience. Jenn blinked hard. It was happening. The flashback that haunts. During filming, Jonathon was the one, the kind soul who made her laugh during off-camera rain delays, who made her late-night confessions feel safe. But in the final week, the producers ramped up pressure. Rumors were planted. Certain moments with the final pick, Landon, were amplified. Jenn had followed the path the show painted for her. And in doing so, she'd broken Jonathon's heart. When he left, he didn't cry on camera. He just whispered, "Don't forget what was real." She hadn't.
Jenn had replayed that moment in her mind every day since. Public pleas and private messages. After the finale aired, fans exploded. Hashtag Team Jonathon trended for weeks. Every interview Jenn gave was followed by comment threads saying, "You picked the wrong guy." On Reddit, superfans posted frame-by-frame analyses of her body language. They claimed she looked more alive with Jonathon than with Landon. And then came the rumors that Jenn and Landon had quietly broken up just 2 months after the finale. Neither confirmed it, but they didn't deny it either. In the background, Jonathon posted subtle notes, photos from his hikes, quotes about second chances. He never trashed Jenn, even when tabloids begged him to spill tea. The fans noticed, and they began to beg too. "Get back together already. We believed in you two. It's not too late." The aftermath of what could have been. On the special, Jessie gave them both space to speak. Jenn opened up. "I chose Landon because I thought I should. The show had created this fairy tale path, and I walked it. But I never forgot Jonathon, never." Jonathon's jaw tightened, but his eyes softened. "It hurt," he said, "but I never stopped rooting for her." The crowd swooned. Jessie leaned forward. "So, are we looking at a second chance here?" Jenn's eyes darted to Jonathon. "I don't know. Are we?" And then, in the moment that would later break Instagram, Jonathon reached out and held her hand. The internet melts down. Clips of Jonathon and Jenn holding hands exploded across every platform. TikTok edits set to Taylor Swift ballads. Reaction videos with people screaming, crying, throwing things. Even Bachelor alums chimed in. Katie Thurston, "I knew she still loved him." Joey Graziadei, "That's the realest moment I've seen on this show." Charity Lawson, "Manifesting their wedding." Memes, fanfiction, even a Change.org petition let Jonathon and Jenn tell their story unedited. The demand was undeniable. America wanted them back together. Backstage, where it matters. After the special, away from cameras, Jenn pulled Jonathon aside. "I didn't think you'd come." "I almost didn't," he admitted, "but something kept pulling me back." Jenn swallowed hard. "Do you think we could try again?" Jonathon paused. "I don't want to be your backup choice." "You were never that," she said quickly. "You were the one I was too scared to pick." He studied her, then said, "Let's get coffee. No producers, no cameras." Jenn smiled. "It's a start." And it was. Coffee, then closure, or something more. They met the next morning at a quiet cafe in Venice Beach. No paparazzi, no handlers. Just the two of them, and the rhythm of hearts cautiously beating in sync. They talked for 3 hours. Jonathon was honest about the hurt, the therapy, the trust issues he'd developed. Jenn listened and admitted her own regrets. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. By the time they left, they were holding hands again. This time, there were no cameras, only a shared sense of relief. The posts that broke the internet again. Days later, both Jenn and Jonathon posted matching photos, blurry, golden hour selfies on a beach with the caption, "Some stories don't end, they just take detours." The reaction was nuclear. Over 1 million likes in 2 hours. Comments from everyone from Bachelor Nation to Netflix stars. Fans wept, fans rejoiced. Bachelor blogs ran the headline, "Jonathon chooses Jenn again." Healing out loud. Jenn and Jonathon didn't rush back into a public relationship. They didn't announce an engagement. They took it slow, together but grounded. They appeared on podcasts to talk about love, timing, and how reality TV messes with real emotions. They shared a few soft moments online, cooking together, silly car rides, dog walking. They went to therapy, separately and then together. They said no to Bachelor spin-offs. They said yes to healing. A fan meetup that turned into a love letter. At a low-key fan event in Chicago, Jonathon was asked, if you could say one thing to Jenn back at the final rose ceremony, what would it be? Without missing a beat, he said, "I would have told her, I'll wait for you. Even if it hurts, even if it takes time, I'll wait because I know you're worth it." Someone filmed it. Jenn reposted it the next day with 3 words. He always did. A future worth fighting for. Months passed. Jenn moved to San Diego to be closer to Jonathon. He surprised her with a tiny seaside mural that read, "Some detours are destiny." They didn't need to announce their love. They lived it. Every touch, every shared laugh, every quiet moment away from the noise. They went to therapy, separately and then together. They said no to Bachelor spin-offs. They said yes to healing. A fan meetup that turned into a love letter. At a low-key fan event in Chicago, Jonathon was asked, "If you could say one thing to Jenn back at the final rose ceremony, what would it be?" Without missing a beat, he said, "I would have told her, 'I'll wait for you. Even if it hurts, even if it takes time, I'll wait because I know you're worth it.'" A fan went for it. Jenn reposted it the next day with 3 words. "He always did." A future worth fighting for. Months passed. Jenn moved to San Diego to be closer to Jonathon. He surprised her with a tiny seaside mural that read, "Some detours are destiny." They didn't need to announce their love. They lived it. Every touch, every shared laugh, every quiet moment away from the noise. The proposal that was never planned. A year after their reunion, during a walk on that same beach from their infamous posts, Jonathon paused. "You don't have to say yes," he said, pulling out a simple, elegant ring, "but I have to ask." Jenn teared up instantly. "I said yes to you the moment you forgave me," she whispered. And with the waves crashing and the past finally behind her, she said it again, out loud. Yes. The fans got what they wanted, and so did they. They didn't do a televised wedding. They didn't sell the rights to a tabloid. They held a small ceremony under twinkling lights, surrounded by people who knew them, not their edits. But the fans still rejoiced. Because in the end, the love story they rooted for, the one that got away, finally found its way home.